When I taught elementary school, I also used morning meeting. We actually called it classroom meeting. And I used it in a slightly different way than you've been seeing, and I want to tell you a little bit about how I used classroom meeting. I used it to resolve issues of social issues in the classroom. My students would gather together. We usually did it in the afternoon, and I might bring up some type of issue that's going on in the classroom. For example, one year, and it was a third grade class, I had students who were kind of mean to each other. They did a lot of put downs. They were constantly insulting each other. They called those put downs. And so I just brought it up. We sat in a circle and I said, I have noticed that a lot of people are doing put downs in the class. And I wondered what you think about this, and do you think we need to do something about this? And the students immediately, they're quite harsh when you ask them what you think should be done. They should lose their recess forever, and they get very serious about it. And so I just listened to everyone's ideas. And then after they spoke for a while, some of them said, well, it really hurts my feelings when someone puts me down. And so sometimes I try to put them down before they put me down so that they won't hurt my feelings, which I thought was very insightful for a third grade student. And then another student said, maybe if we had a rule that nobody does a put down, none of us will get our feelings hurt, and we'll all be safe. And again, very profound for a third grader. So I said, oh, well, that's an interesting idea. Do you all want to agree to that? And so everybody agreed, yes, we will have a rule that there's no put downs in the class. And then we even went on to talk about what's the opposite of a put down. And we decided the opposite of a put down was a push up. And so we would give each other positive statements. Good job, nice try, I'm proud of you. And those would be considered push-ups. And the best part of this is because the students had all agreed on this as the solution, they begin to police each other and say, that's a put down, now you have to say something kind to them, and they begin to correct each other. I didn't have to be involved with any of that. A few weeks after this incident, a little boy was working on something, and he said, I'm so stupid, why can't I do this? And one of the kids said, there's no put downs. And he said, I was talking about myself. And the kids looked at each other and they all said, no, we think a put down is when you talk about yourself also. No put downs, now you have to say 3 nice things about yourself. And this all came out of the mouth of babes, the third grade students. So it ended up being a brilliant and wonderful year with this group of sensitive students. And we really eliminated the put downs in our class because the students decided this was the solution. And the students were invested in it. And they understood more than a lot of adults understand that if we all agree to not do that, then we're all safe. And again, that goes back to that need, the need for belonging and the need for safety. There's a lot of student needs involved in that. So that's just one story about how I used classroom meeting. I used it a little bit more differently, more like group therapy for students. And we would talk about issues we're having and concerns we have, and we would try to come up with an agreement. And I always had the ultimate say in what we would do, but I really tried to have kids expand when they had a good idea or a good solution. And I felt it was really helpful and beneficial for my classroom.